And I'm going to share this. Okay, so here in class exercise, I have part 8 that basically is what we did with the lamp. Let's continue editing. This is an example, okay? And then I have a couple of animation that I can use as a montage, okay? None of them is really montage, but I just want to show you how you're gonna edit the final midterm with the two segments, animated segments. So the first things that we're gonna do is open Premiere. So when this is rendered, I'm gonna copy that in box into the class, okay? See, new project. I'm gonna call it midterm test. I'm gonna save it in the same place where I have the movies. That is in here in our class 5, in class exercise. So I'm gonna save the project there. Now, first, as we did in the last class, we put together the image for the continual editing. So I'm gonna be organized. I'm gonna name it this part A. Part A. And I'm gonna import the shot from or scene Control I from the continual editing. Part A. Open. Okay, so I'm gonna create, I can actually go back here and I can create a sequence that I'm gonna call it part A. Make sure that is a digital SLR 1080p, 24 frame per second. So part A, okay. So here I have my first sequence and I'm gonna put it so this, and this. So this is my part A, continue editing, where we saw this last class. Okay, now I'm gonna import the footage for part B. Okay, so first I'm gonna create a folder. I'm gonna name it part B. Control I or Command I in the Macintosh. And I'm gonna go to part B and I'm gonna select this movie. So now I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna create another sequence, new sequence. I'm gonna name it part B. Part B. Okay, now I'm gonna drag the movie that is part B. System. Okay. So whatever, if you, let's say this is already edited, okay? Now we have part A and part B. We want to put them together for the midterm. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna create another sequence and I'm gonna name it midterm. Midterm. Okay, so if I double click this, it's open in the timeline. If you know, sorry, if you notice, there is the part A, part B, and midterm. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drag sequence A inside the midterm and sequence B. So here I have the two sequences, two animations. So this one goes, I guess I can put it closer here. Oops. Like both of them, I'm going to put it closer. So I want to create some title here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I need some space in front. So I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to move it. And now I go to graphic. And in browser, I have different type of title. I'm going to select this one and I'm going to drag it here. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to move it here. And actually, I'm going to select this. And if I go to edit, this is the layer where the text is. So I highlight that layer. I go to the text tool. Oh, sorry, I don't want to create another layer as I did. Create another layer again. Okay, let me go here. Delete. Okay, so I'm gonna put part A. And I can go back to browser and select a new title, but I need to make more space. So I just drag it here. And again, I select this, double click, I select double click here. And okay, let me double click. Oh, important, move the time marker where you need it. Okay, I was in the wrong title. Okay, so I need it here. Double click, and I'm gonna name it part B. Okay. So I move it here. So now I have part A, I start parade, and then I have part B. Okay. Yes. I go back to editing, and if you think that is too long, that's too long, the text, you can just drag it and make it shorter. Okay. If you want to look more professional, you can fade in and out the text. So the only thing, you put your cursor here, right click, apply the default transition. That as well, you can make it shorter if you need to. Okay, I'm gonna make it longer. Right click, apply default transition. I could do the same for the animation, but it's gonna take up many frames. That's why I'm not doing the animation. Right click, apply the default transition. Right click, apply the default transition. Okay, so any questions? As you render, the same as the other one. File, export, media, and make sure that H.264. We do YouTube here, 1080p, and you export, make sure that you export where you're gonna find it. In this case, again, I'm gonna go to our class folder. Stop motion and class 5, in class exercise, and save it. And I need to make it smaller, export. Okay. and we finish here. Let me finish the recording. Stop recording.